Jagrative. The process of evolution, the process of spiritual growth, it's interesting that we call it attaining, when in reality it is a process of releasing. There is nothing to get. When you learn that truth, you have moved onto a rocket ship as your mode of growth. While you think that there is something to get, something to achieve, something to attain, your mind will continue to be extremely active. You will go through all sorts of stages of feeling you're doing well, of feeling that you're not, of judging yourself and judging others, and of going through waves and waves of moods and elations and depressions. And it has to be this way. It is so simple. While you create duality, while you sit there and say, this is what there is to get, the minute you do that about anything, you then will separate yourself, your thoughts, and everything around you into that which is giving me what there is to get, and that which is obscuring my ability to get what there is to get. And no matter how great you are, no matter how much you discipline your mind, you don't stand a chance of that not happening. It is as though you're sitting there pedaling on a bike as hard as you want, and it's trying to move forward, and you do everything you can to keep it from moving forward, and you wish it would stop trying to move forward, but you keep pedaling as hard as you can. As long as you are pedaling as hard as you can, it is going to try and move forward. You may put in front of it whatever you want. You can do anything you want. But as long as you are creating the underlying force that will cause it to do this, then you will have to be setting up an opposing force that will stop it from doing it. And the best you can do is create that type of neutrality, which is tension. Is it doesn't move because you're pushing this way, and both forces must be asserted by you. You have to assert all the Shakti to pedal, and now you have to assert all of the resistance to keep it from moving, and you're trying to see how well you're doing. You have no idea what freedom is. You will never attain freedom that way. You can't possibly. How could you? All that you can do is have defined that what's supposed to happen is I'm not supposed to move forward. You heard that somewheres. And you didn't catch on that the only reason the bike was even trying to move is because you were applying the force. And what the master was talking about was stop applying the force. Stop putting it out of equilibrium by pedaling, but you couldn't hear that because you're so used to pedaling that you think it's your being. You wouldn't know how not to pedal, period. That's not even a conceivable concept that we would not be pedaling. So that your only way of conceiving of stopping the forward movement is to constantly be using your force to keep the bike from moving forward. My God, I hope you see that. That is what happens inside of you if you create this duality of thinking that there is something to get. And I don't care what it is you think there is to get. I don't care if it's worldly. I don't care if it's relationship, emotional. I don't care if it's spiritual. Anything that you are thinking inside yourself that you are supposed to be getting creates doership. It creates a sense of ego, a sense of separateness. If I feel that I'm supposed to get something, immediately I have to be thinking about how to get it. And now if I'm thinking about how to get it, and then what I decided was supposed to get is a quiet mind, I'm doing exactly the bike. You just keep that in mind, what I talked about the bicycle, because it's so easy to see once you bring it outside. So you are now the one that's making the mind go from underneath because you think there's something to get, and now you're going to sit there and stop it from talking. It'll never stop. Just keep remembering the bicycle. All right? Now, that is true of everything. That is true of everything. I could wrap it through with everything. Your relationships, but as long as you think that what you are supposed to be getting is a perfect relationship, you are going to be grabbing. You are going to be manipulating. You have to manipulate. Why? Because you have defined what you want. I know how you're supposed to behave. How do you know? I know because this is what it's all about. It's supposed to be like this. All right? And I will have to grab, I will have to manipulate. Do you see that? How could I possibly not do that? Because I already know how it's supposed to be. God, at some point, what I'm trying to do is just use dynamite, because we all sit in these places and we don't know it. And they look right, and they look natural, and they look good. And as long as what it is, we think what purity is to decide what you're supposed to get is purity. Goodness, being good, being God, being pure, means that what I've decided is to be gotten is godly, pure, and good. I'm not saying what I'm supposed to get is money. I'm saying what I'm supposed to get is a job that helps other people, not just me, that it heals and helps other people. I'm not saying that what's supposed to happen is that I'm supposed to get lustful fulfillment and this, that, and the other thing. I'm supposed to have pure relationships. And this is what people define as good, godly, and pure. That's exactly the same as pedaling that bike and then putting something in front of it. Purity is non-doership. Purity is what exists when you don't. Maybe you've had such moments. Purity is what exists when there is nothing inside of you saying how it is supposed to be. You have not come into the situation with any preconceived notions or concepts or beliefs or hopes or dreams or preferences. Very rare that we could come into such a situation such a way, but some situations, so miraculously, we end up not wanting anything from him. We're just there. All right? You want to know what? You're pure. That's what purity means. You have nothing going in that situation. You will be able to let truth flow through you in that situation. Why? Because you're not there. It's the innocence of a child. When the child walks into the situation, they don't know what's supposed to happen. It's not like this. There's nothing going on. They are in a pure, open, innocent state. That is the state of spirituality. But you can't have that while you think there is something to get, anything. Because the being who thinks there's something to get is the ego. It's a doer. It can wear any clothes it wants. It is still doing something. Now, how do you get out of this? You see, it's a step deeper than most people want to play around. People want to have a nice life. They want to continue feeling that they know what is supposed to happen, and they want to work for that. And if they get closer to it, they want to feel a sense of gratification and upliftment. And if they feel that they're not getting it, they will have to experience a depression, a letdownness. And they want to use that fear of the letdownness, of the depression. They want to avoid that so badly that they want that to be the inspiration to push them harder so that they succeed in the goal that they set for themselves. That's the pedaling. You are in there constantly pedaling, and then trying to find peace, and then trying to find harmony. In that relationship we just talked about, you're the doer. There is no relationship at that state. There is no relationship at the state that you have decided you want a relationship. There isn't. Because you have decided what you want. And when you have decided what you want, you are only having a relationship with yourself. You can't go out there and try to find a person that is the reflection of what you want. The only thing that's the reflection of what you want is your ego. It is the one that decided what he or she should look like, how he or she should act. Do you realize that when it's said and done, what you are looking for, that's a form of doership, what you are looking for could be put into a computer. If you told me every problem that you had, how your mother treated you, how your father treated you, what impressions were left upon you as you went through your life, what your fears are, what your hopes are, what your dreams are, what things uplifted you and what things bothered you, I could absolutely come out with a printout of what was like the complement of those impressions, and that's what you want. There's nothing holy about this stuff. Where the Shakti is blocked due to impressions that got made upon you over the years, those are impressions, samskaras. The Shakti, or the light, the life force, the prana, cannot flow through those spots. So they become like holes in Swiss cheese. They are the areas where there is non-fulfillment. And what you would define as the perfect relationship is the one whose holes was where your solids were, and whose solids were where your holes were. And this is where the concept of two half-souls coming together to make a whole soul, which is totally false. The soul is whole and complete within itself. The trouble is there are blockages. It is the blockages to the flow of the Shakti that make you feel less than whole, that make you feel incomplete. They are the source of need. When the light cannot shine through there, it feels empty. And so what you want is to find something outside that makes it not feel that way, to be able to plug it in, if you will, so that where you're missing, we discussed this before, that person, the Shakti, can flow out and back in, and it feel better. It feel like it flows better. How are you going to find such a person that's the exact complement of all your problems? Do you realize that when it comes right down to it, that's what you're looking for? You're not even defining the person as the reflection of your love. No, where you have love, you're fine. If you walked into that room at night and you had a wonderful day and you sat down and all of a sudden all this love started overpowering your being, you'd hope the person didn't come home till late. Because that's all you're trying to get from this person, is that when this person comes into the room and you're not feeling so hot, you're supposed to feel hot. It's supposed to be a very uplifting kind of an experience. And you define, you have this ideal that that is what a relationship is supposed to be. I wonder which of you would raise your hand if I said you found one of those and it lasted. There you are, pedaling your bike again and trying to put something in front of it. You have created the situation that can't work, and now you're out there on top of that trying to make it work. Can relationships work? Of course relationships can work. For one thing, you have a relationship with every single person on this planet. Let's start that way. You have a relationship with every tree. You have a relationship with every building. You have a relationship with every single car. You have a relationship with everything. It's all one universe. It's just a mass of Shakti passing through everything. It is when it can't pass through due to blockages that the problems start. A relationship, the only meaningful, is when you stop defining what it is that you're supposed to get, and you permit things to be what they are. When you're not in there doing what I started this conversation with, defining what there is to get, you will see that every relationship works. How you like that? Everyone works. And everyone is what it is meant to be, because you are not trying to make it something other than that in order to fulfill what is missing inside of you. Now we can get down to spirituality. Believe it or not, if you really want to grow spiritually, really, you have to let go of this grabbing. And it's hard. But you at least have to be willing to face it. You have to let go of the part of you that is in there from deep inside, trying to grab, manipulate, control, get something from outside so that you feel better about yourself inside. True spirituality starts when you look at that and you say, there's something wrong with me. Why am I grabbing? Why is there something so wrong inside that it feels like it has to manipulate and control and take from outside in order to be okay with itself? That's a very good question, isn't it? Because otherwise you're going to spend the rest of your life, that's the truth, you will spend the rest of your life grabbing, chasing, pulling, controlling. Why? So that you can try to be okay. That is exactly the dog chasing his tail. You are not okay. That's why you're grabbing. So how can grabbing make you okay? When the very force that you're going with and that you're dedicating your life to is not okay. That's what's running your life, the part of you that's not okay. How then can it create a life that's okay? The seeds that you throw out before you are what will blossom and come back, and that is the truth. And if what you're doing is dealing with the part of you that is afraid, that is insecure, that feels non-whole, that feels rejected, that feels incomplete, and you are taking that part of you and you are dedicating the entirety of your life to making the outside make that part feel better, do you want to know what's going to happen? The outside starts to look like the inside. You start to externalize your inner problems. And a person who's in front of you, or perhaps a relationship, a child, something, starts to look like you. And you don't like it. So all you have to do is start grabbing for somebody. No matter how much they love you, just grab a little and see what comes back. Nobody likes to be grabbed at. Oh, at first they do, because they want to feel like they're needed. But that kind of gets over quick when you got this constant grabbing going on. Therefore, your grabbing has made this person walk away from you. What does that make you do? Grab. What does it make you grabbing feel like? Worse. Why were you grabbing? Because you were afraid they would walk away. You will do that with everything. It will become the mirror of your inner state. And that's why I say, it's like you're creating the force that's making it not work, and then up here, in this conscious little person, the ego, is trying to make it work. What's the alternative? The alternative is so beautiful. The alternative is to notice that there's something wrong inside. It's not hard to notice that, is it? You've been in there quite a long time. All right? And if you want to see what I mean by wrong, let's define it as something coming up trying to take something from outside, trying to get something, trying to control something. It sure as heck does that, doesn't it? Fix it. Fix it. Let go of it. Work with it. Find out where it comes from. Find out why it is the way it is. Find out why it grabs. Put all of your energy into working with the part of you that's grabbing instead of putting all of your energy into satisfying the grabbing. In other words, turn the consciousness within. And that's what it means. And you will have that opportunity every single second of your life, won't you? Why? Because it grabs every minute. It is either grabbing, I swear to you, watch it. It is either grabbing to get, or it is trying to protect what it feels it already got. And therefore it's pushing away. It's either pushing away what it thinks will hit its problems, or it's pulling to it what it thinks will help it with its problems. It's not so hard to see, is it? Stop it. Stop it. But isn't that suppression? I suppose if you took me literally, that is suppression. Because you don't actually stop it. What you do is release it. And there's a big difference. All right? The first step of trying to stop it is in a sense a good one. It's fine. You're not going to make the whole jump at once. It's a ladder that you climb. It's a process that unfolds. If you have spent your whole life doing it, perhaps you will have to swing the pendulum the other way by not doing it to begin with. You will have to see it start to grab, slap its hand. Perhaps, if you can skip this step, all the more power to you. I hope you do. But just understand it. And you say, be still. You're not going to grab. What happens if you don't grab? You start seeing what it was inside of you that was uncomfortable, that was making you grab. If you see something go out there, all of a sudden your mind decides, maybe she's the one. So here it goes. It wants to grab. It wants to walk across the street and trip her or fall down or do something that makes her notice you. I don't know what the heck goes on in there. It's crazy. So instead, you don't do it. You keep walking. You keep walking, but your head wants to turn. And you keep walking. But it's like there's this magnetic force that is pulling you to not walk. Have you ever had that? Have you ever tried to oppose that energy and seen how powerful it is? What do? You keep walking anyways. And at some point it stops pulling and it settles back down and you go, oh my God, I almost went with that. It was nothing. It was my stuff. It was need. It was a blockage inside of me that for some reason got activated. The stimulus was such, and it activated this samskara. It activated this blockage. And the Shakti tried to flow through that in order to find a way around it. And normally I would just go with that, and I would get lost in that, and God knows how many years would go by before I wondered, how did I get here? You ever been there? What's going on? Bloop, back down. No. There's nothing to get. There is nothing to get. You are whole and complete within yourself. And the process is one of releasing, not one of finding, taking, getting, controlling, manipulating. So if you are willing to do that walk and walk by, you will see what it was inside of you that was causing the process to happen. And you will see that, I'm just going to define it as a lacking, that it was a lacking, that it was an emptiness, a hollowness, that something was missing. And that's why you were looking to start with. And if you're looking, you're going to see. And this process will happen. What about if something happens that challenges you, that feels like it's attacking you? I'm not talking about physical things. Physical things, defend yourself. But these emotional things, these psychological things, they can't hurt you. You have no obligation to defend that. Let's look at it this way. Is it worth defending? Your body is worth defending. You should defend your body. It's a holy thing, was given to you. You should defend it reasonably. I mean, don't make that the purpose of your life, to defend your body. But if something actually takes place, you should defend properly. First of all, it's natural. If you were not there and nothing was going and something attacked you, you would defend. You would defend yourself. It will happen naturally. All right? But this psychological stuff, the part of you that you're defending when you feel you're being attacked. Ever feel you're being attacked and nobody even moved? All right. I want to talk about that. Because this is where your spirituality lies. The part of you that you defend, when you defend that, you don't want that part. That is the part that's keeping you from God. That's the ego. That's the personal self. That's the part that pulled everything around, tried to fill all these holes, and is now out there, stay away, don't touch, and trying to grab for other ones. You have to release that. So if you're in a situation where you feel you're being attacked, let go. What do you mean, let go? Let go. Let go of what you feel is being attacked. Be willing to let it go. Somebody is sitting there saying, my paper was better than yours. That's ridiculous. I can't even believe how you wrote something like that. That's absurd. That's like a 5-year-old. That's nectar to a yogi. This is wonderful. Wait a minute. This person is trying to take something away from you, aren't they? What? Just take a look. You'll see what. The question is, do you want that which this person's trying to take? Let them take it. It's not degrading. It's nothing. It's just an event that's happening in the universe. Let it hit. Very quietly. Take the part of you that feels like it's being attacked and offer it. Just offer it. Just let it go. And you will feel like something's being ripped out of you. Do you hear me? You will see why you so vehemently protected and defended with all of your might and effort, because it's as though there's something rooted in your heart and this thing is trying to pull it out. And it's almost like you're losing your sense of self just because of the paper, doesn't it? I mean, it feels like you're going to die if you don't convince this guy that this paper was good. Don't do it. Don't do it. Let it go. Go through that process of purification, of releasing that thing that is rooted in your heart. You can do it. I mean, there's nothing happening. Some guy's talking to you. Don't tell me you can't do it. The same way as you can walk on by when the heart's trying to pull you over there, when you're feeling that. If you do those two things, you will, from the bottom of your being, see what has driven your whole life. Your whole life has been driven by this attempt to protect what is missing inside of you, to either get or protect what you've already gotten. To grow spiritually, you have to release that part of you that has anything missing at all. And life becomes totally different. Instead of a process of getting, it is a process of releasing. And every single day you have that opportunity. Don't you? Don't you every day? And isn't it true that this is why you're afraid of life? People are afraid of life. They're afraid to wake up in the morning and go out there into the world. Why? Because somebody might attack them. Something might happen. They might lose something that they need, something they're resting on. Or they might want to get something and not be able to get it. You don't have to do that. You really don't. You can be free. How you like that? That's what freedom is. Freedom is when you're not doing that. When you're just basically saying, life will take from me that which I grabbed, let it go. Life will bring to me that which is needed for my growth, and that which I do not need will be removed from me. So what? It's okay. I think the more you look at it, the more you will see that the only problem is this pain stuff. The problem is that you're afraid of pain. This pain, psychological pain. You're afraid of what goes on in your heart. You're afraid of that feeling that goes on when you can't grab and cling, and when something is attacking and you feel like you're losing something psychologically. That creates a disturbance inside. I have seen this. I've seen this in myself. When people come and share with me, that's all they're really saying, isn't it? That they're afraid of this. It's almost like a given. If you go to any psychological center or therapy group or anything like that, it's almost as if it never even gets mentioned. The given is that I don't want that going on. I'm having trouble making it not go on. This particular stage of my life, I don't know what to do. Why? Because that's going on, and I don't want it. Or this person is doing something that will cause this to go on, and I don't know how to deal with this person. Teach me how to. But nobody, except the yogi, who wants nothing but God, who's willing to face any disturbance and just say, look, I want to know what's on the other side of that. I do not want to live my life as a beggar, running out there grabbing, pulling, manipulating my whole life because I'm afraid of what's inside of me. I would like to know what it would be like to go beyond that. That's the one who dares to say, I don't want to take that as a given. I don't want to take as a given that I don't want that pain. Period. If something can hurt, then something's wrong. It's not that the thing is wrong that made it hurt. If something can hurt inside, it is because there are some scars, there are blockages, there are disturbances in there. And you have a choice. You either spend your entire life making sure that they don't get hit, that you don't have to deal with those, or you spend your entire life letting go, releasing them, because they are not who you are. They are just rooted impressions, and if you let life do it, it will take them out, and they will be removed one by one from you. And nobody's asking you to do anything, nothing. You just have to be willing to let it happen. So there is nothing to get, but there's a lot to let go of. And you just have to change your consciousness. Be willing to go through these things. It won't hurt you. It's just that you're telling yourself it will, but it won't. The more you let go, the more the process will happen inside of you. So these are things to sit with. Sit down with yourself. You sit yourself down. You remember to do this. You ask yourself, do I have pain and fear of pain inside of me? Do I want to devote my life to the avoidance of that? Or am I willing, I don't have to go out of my way, I don't have to do it, but am I willing to let the hand of God do its work on me through the process of life? Am I willing to let this stuff go? Am I willing to devote my life to releasing this stuff instead of protecting this stuff? And you are then standing on the path of spirituality. Jagrata.